everyone. Welcome to Storytime with me, Mrs. Prudhomme. This is National Women's History Month. So I will be talking about some women's who made a difference. Also, International Women's Day took place for the first time on March 8, 1911. In New York City in 1908, thousands of women united and marched for better labor laws, conditions, and the right to vote. Josephine Cochran invented the dishwasher. This is the woman you can thank for keeping us from having to wash every dish by hand. She originally came up with the idea of a mechanical dishwasher that would hold dishes in a rack while pressurized water sprayed them clean. It became the standard household appliance we all know today. Marie Van Brenton Brown invented the closed circuit television security system. Wow. Maria Beasley invented the life raft. She prevented hundreds of deaths during the sinking of the Titanic. The ship used her newly designed rafts aboard the ship. Mia Shaka, a health and physical education teacher, will be the first black woman to work as an NFL referee when she takes the field in her new role this fall. Nancy Pelosi was elected the first woman to serve as the Speaker of the House. She is a beautiful, savvy woman representing California. Strong women in Congress will also boast more women of color than ever before, including the Native American women to serve in Congress and the first African American woman to represent Massachusetts in the House. Congratulations. So I hope you learned about women who made a difference, and I want you to go and read about different women who made a difference too. There are so many. Now, I'm going to read a folktale story about a clever, smart old woman titled No Dinner by Jessica Suhami. Are you ready to listen? Here we go. No Dinner. The story of the old woman and the pumpkin. There once was an old woman who lived at the edge of a big forest with her little dog. She was so bent and frail that she was nothing but skin and bone. She longed to visit her granddaughter who lived on the other side of the forest. But the forest was full of fierce, hungry animals. Nevertheless, one day she said goodbye to her little dog and set off with her walking stick to cross the forest, sure that she would be home again soon. Happy and fat, she walked slowly, tapping with her walking stick. Katook, katook, katook. When suddenly, boo! Out jumped a wolf. Oh, woman, I'm going to eat you up. Very well, said the old woman. But look at me. I'm all skin and bone. I'm on my way to my granddaughter's house where I'll get nice and fat. Why don't you eat me on my way home? All right, said the wolf, but don't be too long. I'm hungry. And the wolf disappeared, and on she walked, and her stick went ta-kook, 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 ta-kook. But then, boo, out jumped a bear. Oh, woman, I'm going to eat you up. Very well, said the old woman, but look at me. I'm all skin and bone. I'm on my way to my granddaughter's house where I'll get nice and fat. Why don't you eat me on my way home? All right, said the bear, but don't be too long. I'm hungry. And the bear disappeared. And on walked the old woman, and her stick went to-gook, da-gook, da-gook, until, boo! Out jumped a tiger. Oh, woman, I'm going to eat you up. Very well, said the old woman, but look at me. I'm all skin and bone. I'm on my way to my granddaughter's house where I'll get nice and fat. Why don't you eat me on my way home? All right, said the tiger, but don't be too long. I'm hungry. And the tiger disappeared, and on she walked with her stick that went ka-took, 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 until last she reached her granddaughter's house. Her granddaughter was surprised and happy to see her. She gave her grandmother the most delicious food, and the old woman ate and ate and ate. Granny, said her granddaughter, at last, if you eat one more thing, you will burst. The old woman laughed. That's true, she said, and now that I'm nice and fat, the animals in the forest will want to eat me. How can I get home safely? Don't worry, Granny, said her granddaughter. I have a plan. Here is a huge red pumpkin. I've cut off the top and scooped out the middle so you will fit inside. Then you can roll home through the forest and the animals won't see you. And she helped her grandmother to the pumpkin shell where she was nice and snug. She put on the lid and gave it a gentle push, and it rolled along. Galook, galook, galook. Very soon, out jumped the tiger. Pumpkin, have you seen a little old woman? No, called the old woman from inside the pumpkin. I'm just a pumpkin rolling home. I haven't seen an old woman. Bother, said the tiger. No dinner. And the pumpkin rolled on. Galook, galook, galook. But then, out jumped the bear. Pumpkin, have you seen a little old woman? No, called the woman from inside the pumpkin. I'm just a pumpkin rolling home. I haven't seen an old woman. Bother, said the bear. No dinner. And the pumpkin rolled on. Galook, galook, galook. Until out stepped the wolf. Pumpkin, have you seen a little old woman? No, called the woman from inside the pumpkin. I'm just a pumpkin rolling home. I haven't seen the old woman. Bother, said the wolf. No dinner. But just as the pumpkin was about to roll on, just a minute, said the wolf. I never heard of a talking pumpkin. And he lifted the lid from the top of the pumpkin, and out popped the old woman's head. Well, she said, you can eat me now, but first I have to tell you that I didn't get nice and fat at my granddaughter's house. Not at all. I'm still just skin and bone. Show me, said the wolf. Put up your leg for me to feel. And the crafty old woman poked out not her leg, but her walking stick, and the wolf felt that. Bother, he said, hard as bone, not nice and fat at all. Bother, bother, bother. No dinner. And he pushed the pumpkin in disgust. And the pumpkin rolled along, galook, 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 until it reached her house on the far side of the forest. The clever old woman got out of the pumpkin shell, happy and fat and safe, and her little dog ran to meet her, wagging his tail. And that is the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until we read again.